war. After the war, he went back to England.
Okay, that's a different thing then, because I just get pissed when people say like I'm from this country,
I
even
know.
though they just have like one parent there. That's from there. Yeah. No, if you grew up there, that's yeah.
And I see myself as Dutch, but of partially English descent.
Yeah, no, partially is fine. Just don't say I am from this country or I am this culture. No, you're not.
Did not say so.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I do get along better.
You're not saying that. I just get
But to be fair, I do get along better with British people than with Dutch people.
Yeah, me too.
Is it all the
You're British?
Well, yeah, you know.
British.
You're British, man.
The only people I hear saying British are the people who hang around in pubs at just before closing time, and and their descendants. For some reason, everyone thinks that all English have a working class accent. It annoys me.
Yeah.
What annoys you?
It annoys me that everyone thinks that all English have a working class accent.
Oh.
Or an Oxford accent.
I just don't have an accent. GG. GG, no.
You do.
But you do.
Alright, well, I can't notice it, so...
Well, I can.
Well, obviously you wouldn't.
That's because you haven't...
What's
you don't
that
speak...
meant to mean?
You don't know enough different accents. But I can definitely hear that you have a UK accent, specifically an English accent.
Yeah.
Like I can hear with Laundmo that he has a German accent. Because he says
Sadly.
Laundmo. And
Laundmo.
sadly.
Sadly.
And
Is your
hello.
name meant to be like a play on
It's his
word?
O's where you can hear it.
Oh, okay. I need to practice my O's then.
Yes.
Lawnmower, is your name meant to be like a play on words, so like lawnmower, or like
No.
what is your name?
Laundry mower. He mows his laundry.
It is not, in fact, a play on words on that. I have not told anyone in the last 2 years what it's about, and I will not start here.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
I think it's from his name.
Have fun. It is related to my name.
Hey, does anyone here play Valorant?
I don't. I mean, the fact that your first name is Lauren might give it away. Which is on your website.
On your GitHub, I was just about to say, so we're looking at the NDMO. Where does that come from? It's not going to be like some little like nickname you got from your parents or something. Because, I don't know, no, it doesn't really sound like that. Could be.
N could come from the last
think
name.
something like a Fortnite player.
Laura and Mo, I don't know.
Except, to be fair, I should probably say Lauren instead of Lauren.
Yep, that's the correct way of pronouncing it.
Lauren Schmidt. Schmidt, I think.
Schmidt.
Oh, Schmidt. All right.
It comes from the German word Schmied for smith.
Yeah.
It's actually what my granddad still was. Like he was from a long line of Smiths. So, yeah, so the last name is actually like properly related to the profession, which is something quite common, but
it's quite cool.
Not as often. It's as close to the actual people having the name now that it is with my granddad. Like I still remember my granddad and in his like sort of workshop after he was retired. He had a workshop in his garage with just a big fucking anvil. And I remember him. I remember him reminding me I shouldn't run into the pointy end of it like 10 times a day at least. Because it had a very pointy end, unusually pointy for anvils.
I've seen several anvils.
Yeah, but most of them are like pointy, but not as like they're not like needle pointy, which almost was.
Well, it's useful for making very small things, but for the rest.
Rupesh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know. Who's this one girl? Hmm.
The funny thing is that Scots is sort of like a cross between Swedish and English for me. With words like bro.
Well,
like the Swedish bro.
Germanic language and what's the other one? Roman mixed kind of tend to always sound like a Germanic, the Roman language.
Well, the thing is that
well, partially Roman. Well,
Scots independently came from Middle German, I believe.
I hope you don't mind me stalking your Google presence just by your name. I'm trying to find it.
I don't
Yeah.
fucking care.
Okay. I'm only doing it for trying to
The
figure
name, I
out
know.
why. Yeah. But can I? Well, do you play Rocket League?
Yes, I do. I did in the past.
Right. Okay. And also,
Wasn't
did
I-
you? I'm not going to ask specifically what, but did you make bots and not bots, but like plugins and additional stuff for PoE as well?
No.
No. Okay.
PoE,
Well,
Path of Exile.
yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought you meant power
I
of
played it for
Ethernet.
like maybe 10 hours, if I remember correctly, but other than that, no.
I was thinking power over internet. Over Ethernet.
Yeah. Well, it's got your name on it, and it's if you go to the website, it just
Send me the
links.
link in DMs.
Yes, I got you. Well, I'll send you a
Yeah,
screenshot, and if you actually go to it, it redirects you to a download straight away from Wait, that's not even the right one. One sec. Don't click that. Copy link. Hey. Oh, is that even gonna work? Because every time I click on it, it redirects me straight to AWS. Oh no, it's fucking don't click that link. Fucking hell.
Oh no. Oh no.
Actually, yes, that link is blocked by Ubug Origin.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
It's a problem.
Yeah. Interesting though.
Guys,
Auto farming bot.
Yeah.
I
And
may have tried to use it at some point and maybe left a forum blog post or whatever about it, but I don't think so.
the thing is,
don't
the link
think I've
goes straight to like a download of some sort.
Did you
and
try
it's
the domain
weird.
itself?
Let's give it a go. Testing 1 2 3.
Huh. Now just the base domain without the. Yep, also testing 1 2 3. Weird.
Oh god.
Weird. You know what's really funny to watch? People, especially older people, their first time in VR.
Dude, VR makes me so sick.
So,
What have you tried?
Yeah, I've
VR
got
is
a
like
Quest 2.
sick.
Okay, it shouldn't really be that old sort of thing that should make you sick. Then you may just be unlucky. Then, or do you get sick just by wearing it, even if you're not playing anything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It takes a minute though, like after.
Have you ever tried just chilling in the like default like thing to see if it's actually the VR itself or the game itself causing it?
Yeah, kinda. I think I just need to get contacts, honestly. My vision's pretty trash, and when I have things like straight in front of me, it kind of fucks my head.
Oh, have you adjusted the lenses as much as you can?
Yeah, I've had to
Okay.
play with all that kind of stuff. I think I just need to get contact lenses, honestly. Like, I've been meaning to do it for a while, and get like a subscription to them. But yeah.
Sad.
If you don't
It's
pay your
always- it's always
subscription, you
annoying
have to
to me.
return the lenses?
Yeah.
It's always annoying for me with as a VR enthusiast to hear of people who just can't at all, or at least not really.
I think it's more I just need to get used to it, and then like, go for it. Because my manager at
what were
work
you-
likes it.
What were you trying to do while like what like were you standing? Were you sitting? Were you lying down?
So even like VR chat, that where you just really
VR chat is bad.
is it?
Yeah, no, VR chat is not very optimized, so it's often very laggy. That's the main issue with it.
wasn't really like it at all. It was pretty fine. It's more about just like
It
movement.
may not seem like it to you. That's the thing. It may not seem like it's like it to you. There's definitely some weirdness with if you use stick movement. I'd stick with.
What?
I'd stick with like just room movement or games like that work with only room movement for now, at least until you're comfortable. Because there's games that don't require you to move with a stick, and especially just walking with a stick can be very, very annoying. Maybe some other like movement methods would be better for you, as there's some games where, like for example, Echo Arena, you can grapple around. Not grapple. You can you're in 0G and you can float around by pushing yourself off things.
Yeah, I've played one of them. It's fucking horrible. I hate it.
Okay.
Yeah, moving around without controlling it is even worse. I like the teleporting one. Like you can control it and it's very easy and GG.
I hope for you at some point you'll just get used to it, or it'll just go away, because there's so many amazing games out there that are like movement heavy.
Like what VR games would you even recommend?
Depends on what, especially not knowing that you're not comfortable with anything else but teleport. What sort of genre would you like?
Well, with the Quest 2, there's a thing called it's literally just like a arcade shooter with robots and stuff that run around.
Yeah.
Like that's fun and that's pretty fine.
Do you have a Link set up?
What do you mean by Link?
To use your PC as a thing to play games?
No.
Okay.
It's a Quest 2, so you really can't even do that. It's completely shut down. Can you?
Quest 2 can do the Link cable.
Oh right. Yeah, no, I don't have that, but the way that I've been doing everything is side.
I don't know much about Quest 2 games or Quest games at all. I'm a pretty VR person. Thomas, that is very loud. Please mute.
My bad.
Sorry, just the background noise. There was something in the background falling down, I think, maybe. It was very loud. If you can alleviate that somehow, feel free to unmute, but I don't have the power to mute you. You can unmute yourself if you want, but be aware that it was very loud. Sorry. Anyways.
Is that better?
So far, yes.
Yeah. So I have a Quest 2 VR. For teleportation shooting games, I would recommend Superhot.
Oh yeah.
That's a beginner game. That's an awesome game.
That's on Quest?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, Quest 2. Also, you're a VR enthusiast, and I just got my Quest 2, but I only have one eye to use. And it's a very interesting experience.
Oh, yeah.
I've never, as people say, they get really immersed, but using only one eye, I still see it through like a camera lens sort of thing.
That's always going to be there. People say they get immersed, but with the current state of VR, it's never going to feel like real life. it's good. You can convince yourself kind of that you're like actually in somewhere else. You can convince yourself that you're looking to a window into another world, and it's not just all virtual things. That's surprisingly easy. You can very easily feel like VR is surprisingly real and there instead of just virtual, but it will never, like with the current state of headsets, the feeling of looking through some device will not really go away, sadly.
Oh, I guess from the feedback I've heard from the other people who use my Quest 2, I mean, they don't get they don't see the blackness around the lens, which helps a lot apparently in their immersion.
Yeah,
I do.
The thing is, your brain is good at like removing dark, very very dark around your actual vision, like just like editing that away basically as doesn't exist at all. You won't notice that there is blackness there. If you concentrate, you'll still be able to see it. I'm assuming that's different for you because you're not as you don't have the 3D effect, which is the big thing in VR. You don't have the 3D effect to go off and to trigger your brain into being like, this is a real world, this is a real thing. I'm not looking at the screen, I'm looking through like a window, right? That's the sort of thing. You're looking through a small window right in front of your eyes. You're not quite there as a human person. It's just a small, weird, distorted window, kind of like a bit distorted, a bit weird, but it seems like you're looking through into a 3D world, not a flat screen. For you, that will never exist, which is the issue, I think. And
I do have a confession there. I do have a confession there. Hold on. A lot of people think that I don't see in 3D, which, I mean, I can't prove myself, but I think I do. Just by...
The human brain is an amazing thing. It can very easily understand depth from little information, like moving your head a bit side to side, like unnoticeably small. I'm actually quite aware of the issues that people that only have one eye of vision face, because my brother is blind on one eye. Like fully blind, not just legally, and he's been since birth, and the thing is, the stereo information which most of the depth is based on is, while it's the main way most people see depth, you can live without it surprisingly well because your brain adapts to seeing depth in other ways.
You can live without it, but then you have to wiggle your head when you move.
No, that's not how it works.
I understood that was how it works, but whatever.
No, but theoretically, you'd be able to get a better impression of depth as a person that can see with both eyes would too, right? Anyone benefits from moving the head a bit to get a better impression of depth. You can test it yourself. If you hold your head still, and then if you move your head, the depth is way more extreme, of course, right? Just the impression of the depth. But still, the brain kind of adapts to look for other clues on the depth, right? And if you only have one eye, it may look for things that the size of which are known to you. And it will just subconsciously understand that if the size of this object is known to you and it's this far away, it should appear this large. And if it's further, it's appearing larger.
I have something similar with color blindness, that I can tell some colors apart, even though I shouldn't be able to tell them apart simply by shade, because my brain automatically substitutes that information into making it look like a different color.
Out of interest, what version of color blindness do you have?
Moderate Pro.
Okay. I have a friend who's dichromatic. He can only see blue and green.
Oh.
Like no red at all. Nothing. Zero. Oh. It's like you take a picture with a camera and you remove all the red channels. It's an extreme like color blindness, like one of the most extreme versions. And it's quite interesting what lengths he has to go to. And he plays video games a lot, so that's kind of interesting. And recently we
a
went
pain.
through a list of things that I read and just blew his mind by what is actually read. Because he had a few friends when he was younger that messed with him quite viciously by telling him things were a different color than they actually were. Yeah, anyways. Sorry, I just thought of that. What I was saying is that the thing is, your brain is surprisingly good at adapting to situations. A way you could test this, if you're willing to dedicate a few days to it as a sort of experiment, is you can get these sorts of goggles that flip the entire world upside down, which obviously would be very disorienting if it was to happen just now. But after a few hours or a few days, you get so used to it, it doesn't appear upside down anymore. Your brain adapts, and it's not like flipping a switch and suddenly it's not upside down anymore. It's just that there is no context for you to know what's up and what's down other than your vision, in which the brain just rotates. It doesn't rotate really. It seems like you're looking at it the correct way, even though it's actually a flipped image. The thing with that is, as soon as you get used to it, if you take off those glasses, the world will again appear upside down because there's the other way around than you're used to. Because the fact is, the eye has no orientation information, like the information your brain gets from your eye is no info about how, like, which way around things are supposed to be. It can only guess that at being used to normally looking at it one way, and then if you turn your head, obviously it appears turned a bit because your brain knows of the like position of your head and whatever, right? But that's one example where you can see that the brain is really good at adapting to those sort of situations, right? And it's similar for depth. And people with only one eye will look way more towards shade, towards obviously parallax from movement, and towards the size of known objects than other people.
Right.
At least
So
what I know from my brother.
That's how we interpret the 3D world. So isn't that the same? I mean, of course, we're not going to be able to compare notes bullet by bullet, but what you're saying, all of those properties of our depth perception contributes to our understanding of a 3D world, which I would have thought translates into a 3D environment as well, which I think it does.
VR,
yeah, in VR. Like, for example, the only time that I can get rid of that black surrounding from the lens is if I really try to press my eye against the lens as close as possible until my depth of view encompasses the whole lens. And in that state, I can pretty much get immersed because I don't have any other sense. I don't have any perceptions of the blackness, and it doesn't look like I'm staring through a camera. But yeah, it does. It's very uncomfortable since you have to really tighten up your VR headset. But I mean, that's the only way I get really immersed.
Yeah, the thing is, the actual limits of human vision are quite extreme, above 180 degrees, which is something that is really going to be. There's going to take a long time in technological advancement for VR to be at that point. There is I think the largest FOV headset is the Pimax ones that have an FOV of 170 degrees, which is quite amazing. Yeah, in any case, the Quest has a bit of a lower FOV than even the most higher end modern VR headsets, and just that bit of FOV may actually help you quite a lot if you're invested in the technology at all and are willing to at least go out of your way to try out a higher FOV headset if you know anyone that has it, or you can go to a VR arcade to try one if they have them. Yeah, there's some headsets that have a higher FOV. The Valve Index has quite a high FOV. The Pimax 8K and 5K Plus have high FOV, of course. I think there's something like I think the Reverb G2 will have a bit of a higher FOV than usual too. Not quite sure on that one, but yeah, if you could go and try that, I would recommend you do and see if that helps a lot. Because if it does, there may be something you can do with changing the padding on your VR headset to a really thin one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually 3D printing a what do you call it, the facial interface for a smaller one,
Ah, I see. Nice. Yeah.
just for experimenting with it.
There's the professional alternative to that, to 3D printing it, would be VR Cover, is the one that I recommend. They sell kits of like if you buy one from them, you get a facial interface with a thick and a thin padding. And the thin one actually helps a bit with the FOV.
VR Cover, is that what you
VR
said?
Cover, yeah, that's pretty much
Take a
the
look.
one everyone knows about in the more like if you ever get to the issue of you need to clean the facial interface and it just doesn't work anymore and shit like that, you just go to VR Cover and get a new one. It's like $30.
That's cool. Thanks for the tip.
Yeah. But I don't know what else to say. There's not much that, like, you're just missing the main feature of VR, which is the 2-eye stereo depth, which is again, I'm sorry that's a thing you have to live with, but yeah.
Out of curiosity, is there any one eye VR kits so you get you can get it cheaper because there's only one that needs to really work? I don't know if that's a thing.
You want to go
but at that point, does it really have an advantage over a computer screen?
Head tracking, the looking at it directly, yeah, and the controllers, but more than that, no.
Besides that, no.
The head tracking is the big one for that. If it's only one eye, I feel like it would be the big one. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the main point of it was
apart from the full depth of view as well.
Sorry?
No, I would disagree. A flat screen doesn't contain your full depth of view, whereas a VR headset, monocular one would.
Yeah, a flat screen doesn't fill up your view quite as much as any modern VR headset. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a flat screen that fits across 90 degrees at minimum of your field of view, unless you're like a crazy like giant 8K curved person. I don't know. Or you have like three projectors set up with a curved wall around you.
I know someone
for like flight.
I know someone in Discord who has 16 screens or something. Or 9.
Yeah, but those still have edges between them. They're not going to be edgeless.
Practically.
Why would you even?
I have no idea why he did that, but he did.
I mean, I understand the idea. I personally would love to have at least 5 screens. Currently have 3.
I currently have 1, but soon I'll have 2. Actually, I have 2 screens, but I only have cables for 1. So my cables are in the post, but because of the Christmas post, it's delayed.
If we go by that, I could theoretically use 4 screens, but the 4th one is really, really crappy. And also, I'd have to unplug the VR headset each time, which would be annoying. Or
Which port does the VR headset use?
Display port. It uses display port, USB, and a power supply.
Yeah, I have VGA and DisplayPort, and currently I'm using VGA, so I'll be switching to DisplayPort DVI on my good screen, and then I'll put a crappy screen on the VGA port.
Okay. What you can also do is, which is an alternative to actually, for me, would be for having more screens. You could get a splitter device. There's these things that can split a signal from one DisplayPort and one HDMI. Not sure, but yeah, at least the DisplayPort contains enough bandwidth for two normal-sized screens. So you could technically add double that.
But does the computer then also see them as 2 screens or as 1 screen?
Yes.
Oh,
the computer can handle it. It's just you need to get an extra like adapter device sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll see. Currently, my other screen is VGA only, so with that, I might as well just put it on the VGA device. When I start getting only digital screens, then maybe I'll see about this DisplayPort splitter. For now, 2 screens would already be an improvement, so whatever. I'll take what I can get. I mean, at some point my desk is also fine. I only have 2 screens right now. As in, I only own 2. I do not own another screen. Also, prices of screens have gone through the roof.
What? Yeah. Prices of everything have gone through the roof lately.
3 months ago, I could get a used screen for €10. Now it costs around 60.
It's Christmas. That's
It's ridiculous.
It's also called Christmas, but yes.
It's still ridiculous.
I agree.
Would you have experience on how to custom stream a video into the VR headset, like a live video?
I'd suggest OBS.
No.
Why
Well,
not OBS?
if you're using the side quest, if you're using the quest, you can get something called side quest, so you can sideload. I'm assuming MP4 and just play them. I'd
but
be
live
very
video.
live video.
Quest link
Yeah.
or virtual desktop over Wi-Fi, which you can also use Wi-Fi
Okay.
to stream to your VR headset. It requires a good Wi-Fi router at least Wi-Fi 5G Wi-Fi, if not Wi-Fi 6.0. I think is the new name or whatever. Bullshit versioning. Anyways, there's a new Wi-Fi standard coming out, which is going to be supported, or it's already supported on a few things, including the Quest 2. And or at least one version lower, which is Wi-Fi 5, is required. But there is a way to stream using that through just the PC stuff to the VR headset, which is what you could use to stream the PC, like something from the PC, or the Quest Link, at which point you would also just display something from the PC. Like you can put in a PC screen in your VR quite easily.
You could also.
So I have a
What I would do for
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
is just make it like a web page and open up a browser in your VR.
That could also work if you make it like if you like just want to watch a YouTube video. You could. I think the Quest has a built-in browser.
Yeah,
sure.
it will do. If it doesn't, that'd be crazy.
Oh, I know the PC VR headsets don't, because there's no need, because it's already on PC. There's already browsers. But this could be different for the Quest, as I think it is.
To answer Krish, your question, I think a lot of the machine learning stuff is pretty like basic Python syntax, so you should be okay. I might be wrong in saying that because I don't do it very often, but from what I've seen, it's very much just understanding the package you're using and that kind of stuff rather than understanding Python syntax.
To clarify, you can do machine learning without any Python. There's other languages which have machine learning libraries. You can implement your own models in CUDA, C++ code if you want to. Good luck, have fun. Please do not kill yourself, because but that's probably what you would want to if you try to do that. Anyways,
Hang a net in front of your window already.
what I was saying is there's lots of other languages that do Python. There's lots of other libraries for other languages that do Python, that do machine learning.
Yeah, I mean, my granddad was learning
but
machine
yeah.
learning before Python existed, so yeah, it's not dependent on Python.
Yeah, no. There's lots of things you can do without Python in machine learning.
I believe he learned it with
Like,
Fortran.
Python is like the largest, though.
Talking about
largest
Python
language.
specifically, though, like the packages that you do machine learning with is mainly, you don't really use advanced, Python syntax, right? Like generators, all that, the lambdas, more higher, I wouldn't even call it expert stuff, but the higher stuff than, how to access an attribute, how to set a variable, all the very basic stuff is the main stuff you do with it. I've never really done it, but I'd assume that it's just literally function calls.
It is for the most part. It gets a bit more complex depending on what you want to do. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's like understanding a library is like 99% of the being able to do machine learning.
Yeah, so in that case, I would recommend going for it with a machine learning package, whatever you're going to be doing with it. And if you do run into any syntax that you don't really know, then Google it. You don't really need to spend too much time on it beforehand. Mr. Fry, there should be a channel at the top of this category, and in there you should be able to see how to get verified. I put a link to it in voice chat.
Did you DM you?
Yeah.
That's something you probably shouldn't do, but yeah.
So I recently ordered the OpenCV camera, the OT, and it's coming this January. And I want to do a small project attaching the capabilities of the OT onto the Quest 2 for video streaming.
Okay.
Because then it opens up a lot of possibilities of maybe doing semantic segmentation, creating your own 3D environment from your environment around you.
I mean, the Quest already has inside-out tracking using cameras. Am I not wrong there?
Is there no way that you could tap into the cameras already on board?
Wait, I think they're black and white only, though.
It's IR cameras. There are IR cameras,
Yeah,
but
okay, that was
OpenCV
it, yeah.
camera is a full RGB camera. So I wanna pass that technology. Instead of using that black and white IR camera, I want a full RGB camera and see my outside world using the Quest 2.
Yeah,
and then from there,
SVR
maybe I
Hex
could
already do
do
that. I can kind of do that on my index because it has two cameras somewhere where the eyes could be. They're not very good, but it kind of works. It's called pass through, so the concept's not new to VR at all. But
what's their VR headset that you said that has full capabilities for the camera?
The Valve Index has cameras that could work for a pass through. They're not really good, and it doesn't look very great, and it's kind of off because the distance between them is not the same as your IPD would be. But that's only a concern for stereo people, of course.
But I think it would be cool to integrate the OpenCV cameras detection neural networks directly onto the Quest 2.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
project, definitely.
That's what I want to get to first.
That's an interesting project, definitely.
Then with the new, I see that there's a lot of the camera is a stereo, and it has inbuilt depth perception and semantic whatever. So if you could actually build a 3D environment from your surroundings and input that into the Quest 2 to build out a 3D environment of your house, of your surroundings. That's the main goal.
Have you looked into a small LiDAR device instead of using machine learning for doing the depth?
No, I have not. But would a LiDAR be capable of? No, but then you'd have to. If you were to use a LiDAR, then you'd get rid of all the visual information that comes in with a full stereo camera.
The thing is,